I'm back. Rotrans for Black and White Entertainment. Let's talk about Zack Snyder and Star Wars, because Zack has come out and he's made some comments in regards to getting involved with a Star Wars project. And very quickly, make sure you check out blackandwhitenetwork.com. That is our official website. News, politics, sports, entertainment, exclusive content over there. Bronze and silver memberships are available. And the response has been great. Exclusive live streams. And if you are a silver member, you also get extra joint videos with myself and Matrix together. And look, those are about 30 minutes long. They're quality videos. And you get a chance to be on a member panel live stream. So go check it out and sign up today, or just hit us with a little donation one time if you want to, if you enjoy the 3 channels that we've got. Okay, so Zack Snyder came out, made some comments yesterday. This is from Dark Horizon. We'll check it out. Old school website that I've always liked. Filmmaker Zack Snyder, they're talking about, he gave a little context about Zack Snyder having his own style, and we all know Zack Snyder's style. Generally speaking, you either love it or you hate it, and I happen to really like Zack Snyder films. Filmmaker Zack Snyder, on the other hand, won't tone down his style or approach. When you hire Zack Snyder for a movie, you are hiring him to make a Zack Snyder movie. Speaking with the Times recently, Snyder was asked about his process as a director, and he says he always approaches the material from a point of view that doesn't jive with everyone. Quote, where it gets difficult is when you take a director with a personal point of view and ask him to participate in a thing that is not asking for that. The journeyman filmmaker, question mark, there are a lot of them, and they're good. I just happen to have a specific point of view. Snyder says he also learned it's far easier for him to create his own world rather than try to fit himself into somebody else's. He says that's why, though he'd love to make a Star Wars film, he won't. Quote, the lesson I've learned is it's much easier for me as a filmmaker to create a world and invite you in it, as opposed to me saying, hey, let me put my cog in your wheel. Like I would love to make a Star Wars movie. I know a lot about it, but I don't think I would survive it. Goes on to talk about Zack Snyder has Army of the Dead coming out on Netflix. Okay, so what do we think about that? Look, I love the Snyderverse. I do. I really, really love Man of Steel. I think it is a great movie. Okay, I do. I think it's a highly underrated movie, and I think he brought us something that I believe Superman needed. Superman was an alien, and we got to see how Earth reacted to said alien coming to Earth. And Henry Cavill was great, and Michael Shannon was so good as Zod. Okay, we don't talk about Michael Shannon and Zod enough, but he was freaking awesome. He owned Zod, and he was a bastard. Yeah, so when Superman controversially snapped his neck, I cheered, okay? It didn't bother me a bit. And look, I grew up with Superman, reading those comics. And of course, the Christopher Reeve movies, the Donner movies, are still the gold standard, okay, of Superman films. Now, look, but that does raise some things involving Star Wars, right? The one thing I will say that would concern me about Zack Snyder and the way he does his movies is, does his movies tend to feel like a Star Wars movie? No, they don't. Okay? And we saw what happened when a director applied his own direct vision to a Star Wars film. That film was called The Last Jedi, and it was Rian Johnson. Now, the difference is, Zack Snyder is a far superior storyteller and filmmaker to Rian Johnson. Rian Johnson will never, in a million years, put together any film as good as most of Zack Snyder's films. Okay? Now, I know Zack's filmmaking. I got to know Zack, and the reason I was a Zack Snyder fan was because of Dawn of the Dead, the remake. It was great, and it was his own vision. And he made that movie And that vision of that movie, it was very different. And it was, in my opinion, it's still the gold standard of all the horror remakes. And it sort of started the trend, too, about 20 years ago. And great chemistry in that movie among the actors. Gore was off the charts. And that movie was just flat fun. It was a fun horror movie to watch. I went to the theater to see it. And that's when I really got to know Zack Snyder's filmmaking. So immediately, every time Zack came out with a movie, I was the first in line to try to see it. Okay, and I think Watchmen, especially the director's vision of it, is highly underrated. Watchmen's good. Watchmen's really good. That unrated version's really good. But there's a couple of takeaways here. Do I think Zack and Star Wars would mesh? I don't know. Okay, now Zack says right there, and it's been widely known, Zack is a Star Wars fan. He is, okay? And that makes me believe there are certain aspects of Star Wars he would respect, whereas maybe somebody like Rian Johnson might not. Look, Rian Johnson claimed to be a Star Wars fan, but to this day, I will never believe that Rian Johnson truly loved Star Wars, or you never could have written that movie and made that movie in the manner that you did. Now, the other thing is, Zack Snyder may be saying, this may be his way of saying, under the current leadership of Lucasfilm, I would rather have my head sewed to the carpet than have to deal with Kathleen Kennedy and her agendas, okay? Because I'm fairly certain from what I've seen of Zack Snyder's films, I don't think him and Kathleen Kennedy would get along very well. I don't. I think it would be a continuous butting of the heads. If you don't believe me, look, Kathleen Kennedy's vision and Warner Brothers' current vision seem to align an awful lot. Okay, and we know what that is. Political agendas over quality story making, okay? Forced diversity, all of that bullshit. Whereas Zack's just concerned about making a movie, making a film, making a good story. I don't know that Lucasfilm is, their vision is all that concerned with that. Favreau and Filoni, yes. Kathleen Kennedy, no. Okay, so now, look, if Favreau and Filoni end up leading Lucasfilm, do I think Zack might consider Star Wars? Maybe. Now, here's the other thing. What would lend itself to somebody like Zack coming in and taking a swing at Star Wars would be one of these television series. Whether it would be the Book of Boba Fett, The Mandalorian, or one of these other series coming up. One of these, for example, The Mandalorian has 8 episodes, and there's usually 2 episodes that are sort of one-off mission episodes that have less to do with the overall vision of the season or the overall backing plot of the season. We know those kind of episodes, right? For example, there was the one where the fish lady, Grogu, kept eating eggs, and it just felt like a one-off episode that wasn't that involved with the rest of the plot, okay? Could I see Zack coming in and taking his vision and applying it to a one-off episode in Star Wars of one of the series? Yeah, absolutely. And I think that might be the best way to cut his teeth, right? On Star Wars. And do I think he would do it if Favreau wanted him to or Filoni wanted him to? Maybe. Provided Kathleen Kennedy's not there anymore. So, Star Wars movie right now? I don't know. I don't know if Zack and Star Wars in a film together would be great. We don't know because of his visions. But seeing what he could do in a one-off episode of one of the television series involving Star Wars, that might be interesting. As long as he didn't take any liberties and say kill off any main characters or something like that. All right. As we know, now, of course, Jon Favreau is there to regulate what happens in his show, too. Okay, or in his Favreauverse. And that that might be the saving grace. And really, I think it is over Kathleen Kennedy. All right? I think that's why these shows are so good, because Favreau's there to regulate and make sure you stay on Star Wars course in making these shows that he's coming up with. In other words, hey, I need you to stay true to what George came up with, not what Kathleen wants. Tell me what you think, Black and White Entertainment fans. Peace. I'm out. Till next time.